All right, what's going on, people? So, I'm debating if I want to sell some equipment and purchase a second OPXY. It's been something I've been thinking a lot about lately, but we'll get there in terms of the ultimate decision. But I think I do want one to bring out and about with me. But yeah, let's get into Ableton and let's explore. So today I have this keyboard. So I'm still kind of like seeking what MIDI controller sort of makes the most sense. Everything is a bit of a trade-off from what I could kind of see so far. I think that, you know, the what is it called? The keyboard C is just so small, and drumming and chord stuff, but obviously you don't have any travel with the keys and no knobs or faders, but it's so portable that you can just have it always in your book bag, so that's big. This one, 25 key, full size keys is big, no knobs or faders is a thing to contend with, but this one I don't really see myself. I guess it could fit in my book bag, but I don't really I have it in a separate case that is a second thing to carry, so that's a bit of a trade-off as well. But the full-size keys is really good, and you get pitch bend and modulation on here and sustain. I don't think you have any of those on the keyboard, so that's a thing. And then you have something like the Arturia Mini Lab 3, and that is knobs, faders, great, but the keys are so small on there that it's interesting that there's a trade-off with everything. But I'll just continuously not switch each time I go out, but today felt like a day where I wanted to have full-size keys, and so I'm gonna do that. And so yeah, I'll monitor chat periodically, you know how we do, and let's do it. So let's get a screen share going. Boom. And yeah, what do we want to start with here? Let's start with Omnisphere. And one thing that I was noticing, I don't wonder if I should reach back. There was something that I needed to do, but I'll do it later. But one thing that I was noticing with Omnisphere compared to something like, look at this, 1%, compared to something like Yamaha's, and I should probably take a note of this. Let me maybe get some notes going here on the side. Boom. All right, minimize that. Move this over. Okay, so basically, that was extremely loud and it scared me. All right, so I need to email Yamaha and ask why what? Why does ESP take up so much CPU? Because it's an enormous amount of CPU that it takes up. So that's worth investigating a little bit. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Yo, what's going on, man? Yeah, so 1% CPU. So yeah, what I was kind of just referring to is that Omnisphere takes up such a small amount of CPU, which is a good thing, of course. Are you using your laptop keyboard? Good question. No, I'm not. I am using. Also, how are you doing today, man? I hope everything's going well. I'm using this keyboard right here, which is. I'll show you which one it is. Let me pull up a web browser. It's a really, really, really nice keyboard. Let's see, ESI X key. Quantum Sheet. There's a name I haven't seen in a while. How have you been? Also, I want to announce the winner of the III wireless headphones. Oh, nice, man. That's my kind of drink right there. What do you, what type do you have? So yeah, this is what we have right here. Cheers, right back at you. X-Key 25. This is it right here, and this is moving up the ranks amongst like my favorite MIDI controllers. Honestly, like like I mentioned earlier in the video, you can, if you want afterwards, you can go back and listen a little bit to the beginning. But I was just kind of talking about some of the pros and cons of some of these different MIDI controllers that I've used. That is very British of you indeed. Very much so. But this one, with it being so thin and having these buttons on the side here, modulation and pitch bend and sustain, these are things that I'll show you what I'm comparing it to. Muse Kinetics. That's not how it's spelled at all. All right, so this was my previous favorite MIDI controller. Working Man's Whiskey, the most bottom shelf Japanese. Oh wow, okay, nice, very cool. So this one, right, this control right here. All right, so you do kind of get some things on here too, though. You do got bend, which is like a modulation, I guess. Obviously, you have octave still. All right, so you do get the things that you have on this keyboard as well. Modulation, octave, pitch bend, but for the most part. And this is so much smaller, but like in terms of playing chords or things like that on here, it's not really that good. Because it's hard to do. Chords a little. There you go. Now you're talking. My language. You gotta spike that T. You know. I don't have a specific one. Also, what is that? Look at that. How did this come up? How did this get here? That's weird. You must have seen that on the screen. But hey, so to answer your question, yeah, I don't have a specific kind. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I just like good ones. So I'm still learning, I guess, but not cheap ones. So probably not what you're drinking for $5. Just because I feel like it's not gonna be good for me the next day or something. Yeah, the keyboard I'm using definitely looks nicer and looks more like a keyboard. Didn't see anything, right, DJ? Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's dive back in here a little bit, guys. Yeah, that's so funny. I don't know how that happened. That's so weird. Like, very weird and interesting in a way. Things like that I would never be able to do on that other smaller keyboard. And also when I bring this out, this keyboard out, it makes me think about the trade-off of I have both the 25 and the 37 key, and so to have a whole extra octave when I'm making music, like the question becomes, let's kind of chat about it really quick. The question becomes like, if I am making music out at a coffee shop and I want to be somewhat discreet. Like I don't have a freaking 88 key piano or something like that in front of me. Like that's obvious. I don't have something that large. But like the trade-off is if I'm carrying this keyboard here, which looks like this, in a case that looks like this, and this case is not actually in my book bag, although maybe it might be able to fit in there, but I typically don't put it in the book bag. It makes me think about like I have the 37 key version of this keyboard, and so is there any reason why I would not want an extra octave in front of me, like when I go to any coffee shop? Like most coffee shops that I go to, it's not going to make a difference in terms of the footprint or the space that I'm taking up if I have that extra octave, or at least not to me. So I don't know. Like for me, the larger key, the full-size keys are major, especially as I talk about wanting to do, if I want to do things that I can do on a piano. So it kind of puts this keyboard into like a different category as all other MIDI keyboards as far as I'm concerned, because any other portable MIDI controller that has full-size keys is going to be significantly larger than this, like twice the depth and then, or twice depth and then 2 times the height maybe, or something like that. And that's what puts it into like a different sort of character or category. And then Quantum Sheep says, boom, add to broadcast. I still don't know how that thing said hey on it. That was so weird. So you're tempted by Omnisphere. So I was fortunate enough to get this version of Omnisphere 2, without paying any money. I don't say free because I think having content and making content and stuff like that, and having an opportunity to, it wasn't even the company that sent it to me, it was my partnership with Sounds that I was able to get access to it. So I didn't pay a dime for it. I think it's $3 or $4 or $500, something like that. And right now, just naturally, just because things are expensive and all that kind of stuff, I'm looking to work with Omnisphere on getting access to their latest version, which, a couple things. To me, like, they've made, from what I hear, a lot of like incredible improvements on it. 2 of the ones that are most interesting to me are like the automatic MIDI mapping for the parameters, which mattered to me last week when I was thinking about it. May not matter to me as much if I'm going to be using a controller with no knobs or faders on it. Maybe that doesn't matter as much when I'm home, or maybe having the flexibility to do that when I'm using my desktop computer. That might be a little bit different. But the other thing is that mutate button. I don't know why I put the emphasis on mutate. But the mutate button on there lets you just change sounds up in a really interesting way from what I hear. And again, if I don't have to pay $200 for the upgrade, I would ideally like to not pay for it, and talk to you guys about it. And, again, not thinking of it as an influencer, but more so the reviewer sort of perspective. But if me using it inspires other people to buy it, then maybe that's helpful for them as well. You guys kind of know how all that works. So yeah, Benjamin, what up, man? Good luck to you with that. Hey, thanks very much. I appreciate that, Quantum. You said if it's not too big for your bag. So yeah. So that's the thing. So the 37 key will be too big for my book bag for sure, but I have a case like what I just showed you for the 37 key as well. And I haven't brought that out of the house yet, and so there's only one way to kind of find out like what it does for you in a music making capacity, so I actually bring it out the house one day and try it out and see. So I'm going to definitely do that. And also, one thing I was thinking of too, you guys let me know if this makes sense, because I've been doing these live streams a little bit regularly. And Benjamin, good to see you, man. Benjamin, you got my message on Instagram? So I put in a good word for you. Hopefully, at the very least, something comes out of that, but we'll see. But they seem to be a good partnership type company, so I should say open to that type of stuff, so we'll see. But what I was thinking of on Ecamm here is a way to integrate a chat overlay, which I'm gonna actually take a look right now. Like, obviously you guys could see Quantum Sheep's message. And you see Benjamin's message on the screen right now. So I might be interested in having a chat overlay, not on this scene, because it might be just, well, you know, when I have Ableton up, it just might be too much going on the screen. RK, I have a answer to your question. For sure, I'll answer it in just a second. But an overlay on this screen. And as you can see, the comments only stay up on, which is good. But I would want to do like an overlay here. So let me actually answer this question while I'm talking about exploring what I want to do. So RK asks, I am planning to buy a Casio CTS1 Red. Is it good to buy now? So highly recommend that keyboard. I think the sounds are fantastic on it. I think the usability is fantastic on it. It's a really, really good value. Now, it depends on what it is that you're trying to use it for, like if you're going to be using it to travel or anything like that. But I use mine every single week at my son's school for music class. And I was using a different piano that a company sent me for a little while just because it was a little bit easier to power up. This other piano was able to be powered up with just a USB-C cable, and I was connecting it to my phone, and that was convenient, right? To not have to find an outlet to plug in every week. But it came at a cost. To make certain changes to sounds or to do certain things, I needed, even to change the octave, I needed to be in the settings in the phone, right? And so that wasn't convenient. These are things I should be able to do just on the keyboard itself. But yeah, that's one thing. And then the other thing that I was going to say about it is, just the sounds are just very, very good. So yeah, I highly recommend. I don't think anyone will be disappointed with that keyboard. And I think I did I know I did a video on that. Let me pull it up real quick. So CTS1 Chord Master. This one right here. I did 2 videos on it, huh? I don't remember. This is the one to watch here. 4 years I've had it. Now, I wonder if they'll ever, I'm sure they will at some point come out with a upgraded version of this. But some of the things that I might want to see on this are definitely USB-C. A USB-C port. That's the main thing. If it got USB-C and it sent audio over USB-C 2 ways, that would be kind of crazy. And if you can power it up with the USB, like your phone or something, that would be kind of dope. So that's what I would say. Let me just take a look at this one more time. The CTS looks lovely, but micro, there you go. Quantum Sheet said it exactly right. Micro USB is not, because that's there, I never use the USB cable on it for anything. So I use it specifically for a portable gigging piano type thing, right? But what I was gonna look at on here was, I wanted to see, I'm trying to remember how to I wanted to see if there was a way to add like a chat overlay on this screen. I'm trying to see where that might even be, because I don't remember. Let's see. Not sound effects, not settings, not zoom, not this. There's a place where you can add, it's not camera effects, where you can like add widgets on the screen. It's not the camera slider. I don't remember where it's at. Scene source? No. Profile, scene, camera, overlays. So it's in the overlays section, but where's overlays over here? Let me just see. Camera effects, show sound effects, comments. I don't know why overlays doesn't show up over here, but I guess it's up here. So let's see. Let's see. Hide all, over, clear all. Next overlay, previous, new image. So I might just have to look online about this. New text box overlay, screen share overlay, widget, shape, camera. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at this and see. I'm not too sure, but that's okay. All right, so we can leave this up. We can just leave that comment there, and then just go back to here and keep creating, shall we? Are you guys knowledgeable about Ableton? See how chemical master plugins are listed and folders by company. Mine used to be like this, like that, but now it lists every plugin individually by name and I can't change it back. Huh, let's think about that for a second. So yeah, having any impediment, or I don't know if that's the right word, but anything that's like kind of affecting your creativity in a negative way is not a good thing. So like, let's take a look at this. So by default, all right, so there's a couple things here. First off is, let's move this over. Also, I don't know why rankings don't show up here. That's kind of interesting. I guess they only show when it's opened. Okay, that's actually interesting. Okay, so how do yours show up? The folders by company. Mine used to be like that, but now there's every plugin. So that's interesting. So what you're talking about is something that I might be interested in now because I discovered this rank system, meaning it would be cool to be able to interact with your plugins both ways. So for me, if I had every single one here, as you can see, when I open up certain ones, like here, for example, within this Arturia folder, it ranks what do I use most, right? This is kind of a huge deal for me, right? What do I use most versus not as much? So that was something that I discovered by, right-clicking and changing here. In terms of what you're asking, I didn't even know there was it's good to know that there's a way to do that either way, but I don't know how to do that. Show file extensions, hide all extra columns, place, height. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a good question to ask. If Benjamin was still here, he probably would know. He's like very aware, how to use Ableton and things like that. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Also, I'm gonna go to a new track because I hate this song, and I'm not even gonna save it. And that's okay. It happens like that sometimes, doesn't it? Did it by? Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah. If you figure it out, let me know. So here's a thing. If I'm doing stuff in session view, one of the issues that I have is that I can hit R to start recording, but then I need to hit. It's a weird nuanced thing, but I have to hit R again before the bar ends in order to stop it at that bar. And on Move, you are able to hit it after the bar ends, which is what most people would need to be able to do so they can use both hands on the instrument, right? And so I can't imagine why Ableton Live, the Premiere software, wouldn't allow you to do either way for recording. Like, I feel like there should be a setting where it's like, hey, do you want, and there probably is, there might be one, but do you want R, do you want to be able to hit R at the end of a bar and have it snap to the beginning? So, I don't know. I mean, not snap to the beginning, you know what I mean? Like, if you try to do 2 bars and it gets past the second bar, you want that to chop it at the second bar, not to extend to the third. And I feel like there probably is something that does that, but I'm just not sure. Or there should be. It might have to do with, like, not the metronome, but, like, I don't even know. I'm gonna have to put that on Threads and see if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Exactly sure why sometimes when I hit record while the plugin screen is up, it minimizes the plugin screen as I would expect it to. And I also let me see something here. I kind of think that for the way I usually use Ableton, I think this view makes more sense. I might have to edit my default screen a little bit I'm not really making changes in here too much, really ever. So, for example, if I pull, let me just see if that happens that way by default. See, I don't think it does, right? When you bring that over there, by default, it has this screen up, but I have to figure out how to do that. Actually, I just have to create a certain number of tracks. I don't know, but I think this makes more sense for me, having something this way. Maybe even like, I'm not even doing, yeah, there you go. I'm not doing that much mixing here, right? So like having that up doesn't make as much sense. But then I think something like this, let's just take a look. And then the other question becomes, for something like Omnisphere, do we want a smaller version of it, like 0.8? Do we want a smaller version of it? Because I'm not doing that much in the plugin, right? Like I might prefer to be able to see, but again, you're just always thinking about like where to put this. Like, I think that's something, like I mentioned before, that's why I would like to be able to talk to Ableton about some of these things, but I highly believe that, like, and I'll just keep saying it, I don't care. But like having the ability to have this and pin this down here so that it's like and I guess plugin companies could buy into it or not, but essentially being able to like have what is it? Being able to have like the plugin company design a simplified version of the plugin that fits on the bottom of Ableton, where you have just some parameters there. You could navigate presets, you could do ASDR type stuff or whatever. I still think that that's something that I would love to see. I wonder, and I don't know if this is the case or not, but like thinking about Apple and saying, oh, it would be cool if third-party apps can integrate better with the iPhone or something. But Apple's like, no, we want our music app, we want our Maps app to have better functionality on our hardware. I wonder if like Ableton prefers people, I don't know, but prefers people to use their stock sounds over plugins, and that's, if you can do what I'm talking about, then it might prevent people from using it. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm just curious about that, because this remains an issue for me. Even going into something like options and looking at like the plugin section here, it's not fully precise with how it operates. For example, auto hide plugin windows should be on. When this option is on, live only displays plugin windows for the track that is currently selected. So for that reason, I mean, that is what this is, right? So let me just see something. If I pull this up, and I'm hiding it here. So yeah, see, it's like finicky. I don't know. We'll have to get there eventually. I'm gonna move down a seat, by the way. Give me one sec, guys. I'm gonna slide on over this. Actually, I'm gonna go to my normal music making location, which is all the way over here. BRB. Exactly. All right, so let's keep it going. Yeah, we're relocated. Usually when I come into this coffee shop and someone is here, I have to, choose a secondary location that's not preferred. I wouldn't even say it's weird. I was gonna say it's weird, but I don't think it's weird. It's just like you have your preferred like spot. Mine is right here. As soon as you walk in, I'm like the first person that people see, for better or for worse. All right, let's keep going. So another thing I was thinking of is whether or not I do or don't. I guess, let me just think about this for a sec. I just don't know if I want both of these up, like by standard. I mean, I certainly always want this up, right? This is very, very important. But the only reason I want this bottom part up here is to be able to interface or to enable or disable or show or hide the plugin window. So I'm not entirely sure about what workflow makes the most sense there, but we'll continue exploring. And let's keep going. So let's play. So right away, I don't like the small magnified window, so might go back to 1.3. Oh, that's huge. Is that what we like? No, not necessarily. Maybe we'll just leave it on whatever default is, huh? 1.0. Yeah, so we can at least see it, but see some of the screen. Whatever. Yeah. Personally, I love building my favorites and creating folders that house my most used ones for keys. Pat. Also, you're talking about you're oh, thanks for letting me know. I did not know that. Thank you. There we go. Benjamin's talking about like folders for your AUV3s, right? So there's certainly some opportunity for cleanup here. For example, there's certain ones on here that I don't use or wouldn't want to be seen, to just take away from decision fatigue, so to speak, and only leave the ones that I do use up. But yeah, let's keep going. Casio CTS1 or a Roland Go for music creation. If I click here, this is going to add it to this broadcast. And I guess depending on if we're doing something that's more focused on music making or interaction, will dictate whether or not comments result in me pausing the music making. But I think right now it's definitely collaborative, interactive. So yeah, I appreciate the questions. So Roland Go, I do have some experience with that, and I have some experience with the Corigliano, I think the name of that is, Go keys creation. So I think it depends on what you're going to be using it for mostly. I think you kind of can't go wrong with either of the two. The Roland Go, I'm trying to think of what any of my, I haven't used it in a very long time, and so I don't remember specifics with it. But I do think that there's a reason why I opted to stick with the Casio over that one. It's because I really like the Casio. So yeah. But to be honest, if I'm in your shoes and I'm debating on which one to go with, I would probably prefer to see you try both of them out. Not necessarily buy both, but do enough research to say this is the one that I think I would prefer to purchase, whatever that one is, based on the features, based on how you're going to be using it, and then buy that one at a place where you can return and use it in a real world setting, however you plan on using it. And then if you love it, then don't even mess around with the other one. just whatever. But if there's certain things about it where you're like, oh, this could be better if X, Y, and Z, then perhaps you keep that one and you purchase the other one and you do your little analysis that way. That might be, rather than just like spending an enormous amount of time like researching and figuring out, and like I do, like, you know, I'm guilty of it as well. I mean, take this laptop for example. Like I've gone through a whirlwind of decision fatigue and decision making with this laptop lately. Like this is a MacBook Pro, whatever, I don't know which version it is, but I was, you know, thinking about going all in on the iPad recently and saying to myself, like, I wanted to sell this and sell my iPad and get a new iPad and blah 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 blah. But there are things about this that you just can't do on the iPad, such as what we're doing right now, or at least it's very difficult to. So to do a live stream where I just have a couple, you know, one thing connected and my headphones is kind of cool. I can't do this nearly as effortlessly on the iPad as I can on here. And yeah, so I don't know. I tried the Roland Go, and for me, I did not like the sound. There you go. Thanks, Benjamin, for your input there on the sound. All right, let's get back to some music, you know? Why don't we get back to some music making? Cool, sound good? Yeah. All right, let's go. Also, I should state that I don't like the way this is sounding so far, so I'm just going to go to my next section. And I think this might be part of what makes sense for ideation, right, on something like Ableton would be, if indeed I have something going and it's not sounding great, rather than doing what I usually do, which is either delete the project or save it and go to the next project, like go to the next section of the song and create from there and see if you can spark some creativity, either using some of the same sounds or just, you know, add new tracks. So I'm going to do that right now. So again, when I click, let's see what's happening here really quick. My family didn't have the money before. Now I can afford it myself, so I didn't want to make a mistake. Yeah, I feel you there. Wow, sound selection. I hear you there, bro. So let's explore why, like, what's happening here. So I recommend starting with the CTS1. Yeah, I don't understand like the plugin situation here too much. You know, and then so say if I were to, like, look at that, like when you click this one it comes up, but over here it doesn't. Why does that happen? Why does a plugin come up on just this track? But like, that's weird to me. Like, it should come up on all tracks because I have it opened on all tracks, or at least I thought I did. Now it's open there, now it's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But let's just go here. Let's go to maybe some instruments now. I don't know, wavetable. And again, my thought with this is like you get, if you leave it open, so that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. It comes up if you leave it open. So here, it's open on track 4. Here, it's not open here. So I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna show it. So now it's showing here, but now it doesn't show here. So it only shows on, I guess it only shows on one track at a time. Whatever the latest track is that you have it open on, it can only, and I guess, you know, as I'm saying that, hang on, I think I might know something about this here. Multiple plugin windows on. So let's see. I certainly don't want to have multiple ones pulled up at the same time, but if you pull it up here and then you click here and then you pull it up here, so there you go. So maybe that's what we need, huh? Multiple plugin windows. So that way it just pulls up, right? Is that what we need? Yeah, okay. So that's kind of what we need. We don't want multiple up at the same time. So all right, so we probably want to save this and go to a new project and understand what's happening, or just delete this. I don't like what we built. Sorry guys. But let's go here and let's go to. So this was the first question I had, was what makes the most sense. I think this view I kind of like better. Then I think, because I don't like switching between. Yeah, let's explore this a little bit. I don't know if I like switching between having one or the other or both of them. Part of me feels like both of them up at the same time makes more sense. So let's actually try like this. And let's see, what else? Metronome down a little bit. And then what else? We have multiple plugin windows set up. And then the other thing I was thinking about, what I was mentioning, I know it's all over the place, but this is kind of what some of these live streams sometimes turn to, was like having like some 2-bar loops to start with, maybe like this, right? So now we have 2-bar loops to start with. Stop there, and we have kind of everything the way that we would want it, I guess. So let's try this as a new default. So now we have this as a new default. So now if we're like, okay, we want to go into plugins and go to Omnisphere, bring Omnisphere in, so that populates that way. That's there. Let's go ahead and try recording something. So we don't see this thing up here, which is what we would want to see. Let's try that again. Okay, but then that deletes that track. Okay, so duplicate. Okay. So I would have expected bringing up a new instance of Omnisphere to, so maybe that's not what we need. Let me delete this. So maybe when we bring this over here, that automatically arms a new track. That's what we need. Okay, so that's a thing. So let's again do new. And so that means that we don't like a designated MIDI track. So maybe we just have one to start with, and maybe that first MIDI track, I gotta get a napkin, we'll just have a 2-bar loop set up there, and then when you drag, yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. Be right back. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really like the idea of integrating these live streams regularly into my workflow, just because I think there's a sense of discovery that you get during a live stream, and community building, which I think is really important. Also, I announced the winner for the headphones, so let me find who that person is. I definitely want to continue doing more and more giveaways on the channel, and partnering with different companies who I've worked with in the past for, plugins, which are easier to do, and hardware. I just have to make sure this person's in America, because if he or she is not, then it's going to be difficult, unless they're willing to pay shipping international, which I highly doubt. It'll be more difficult to make that happen. I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, if the person is not in America, I don't know where II ships out from, but I know that they're based from overseas, but they might have a warehouse in California, I think. But they also might have the ability to ship internationally from, for cheaper or something. So I'll have to explore that a little bit, or I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. All right, so we're getting somewhere with the Ableton Live thing. Let's keep it going. Let's remember to share screen again. Keyboard, piano. I have two Donner digital pianos at home, 88 key. R300, S300, like them a lot, very affordable. The S100 is even more affordable, but those are very affordable for what you get. But there's so many things out there, and so many different reasons to think of, one company over another. So you just got to try some things out and see what works for you musically. All right. Oh yeah, and I have the Arturia Minilab Mark III for a portable, All right, so there we go. All right, so we're kind of getting somewhere, I think. I think the other thing that I was talking about is being able to quickly quantize right after you're done recording. I feel like I need to do too many steps in order to quantize that. I don't think I can quantize that right after. I think I have to be like the plugin needs to be minimized. So that's a thing as well. But again, we'll just keep exploring, keep figuring it out. Right there, for example, I minimize, just do Command A to select all. Yeah, so that's right, but it's kind of like after I finish recording, you don't quite. I might lean into that, but after I finish recording, to have to minimize to the plugin, click in here, Command A to highlight all, and then Command U. That's kind of a lot of steps just to quantize, which, to your point, may suggest maybe I don't need to be quantizing. I don't know. Also, let's see if I got any new emails. I followed up with a few people from the Synth Expo that I went to, which I have a video on that coming out soon, I think on Wednesday. Let's see if anybody has responded to said email. Okay, yes, please send me the renewal as the one in the renewed homeowners insurance. Okay, so that we can do easily. Please send that to me ASAP. All right, that's cool. What is this nonsense? Safe and fun tech for kids. So another company reaching out. Let's see if this is something. Let's read this together and see if it's something. Just play it over till you get. Yeah, no, I hear you. So that might be something that I lean into more, right? It might be, yeah. All right, let's take a look at this email together. A collaboration request, and see if it's something worth my time or not. You guys, let me know. Safe and tech fun for kids. Let's partner. Find you well. My name is Pinky. I represent the world's first kids tech ecosystem design for foster fun, safe, meaningful connectivity with parents. Kids love it. Products sold Walmart, including smartwatch, thermal printing scanners, and the camera 50, all crafted. That camera is pretty interesting. Let's see. Too many words to read. Parent control, naturally, all essential it is, our highest standard, precise, blah, 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 blah. Be thrilled to send you a free sample. Tailored to your audience. Let me know your thoughts. I'm happy to answer any questions. Well, I do have a child, and I am into tech, but industry-leading 5 megapixel high-definition camera probably can take clear pictures of it. Now, this is something that's maybe interesting. High-definition camera. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Let's just take a look. You know, everything could just be considered a distraction if you're not careful. Instalock. So what are these? These are like cameras. So this is interesting. I mean, certainly for my daughter being 3 years old, super young, and this is probably going to require a video. So it's like, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do y'all think? Look, they have different cameras. I mean, the company looks legit. To get my daughter a little mini camera like that would be cool, but again, it's going to require content, and then I have to talk about it, and then is that really worth my time to do a video like that? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. If you have thoughts, you let me know. This is kind of cool though, the printing stuff, but I think she would need to be a little bit older. 12 megapixel is the same as the iPhone. Yeah, I mean, this looks legit. You know, it looks cool. Smartwatch. I don't know about smartwatches and all that stuff. That's going to be too much for her at this point. I wouldn't want to lean into that. But audio, let's take a look at this. Like a little microphone. Yes, it's good. It's legit. Oh, here you go. 3D pen. Now you're talking my language. What's all this about? But this is okay. She has these boards, right? Anything like a little bit more high tech. Sketch 3. She has things like this already. This is not that interesting. Does it appeal to my YouTube audience? Yeah, that's the question, right? It really doesn't. So yeah, I'll have to I don't know. I'll reach out. We'll see what's up. To be honest, like if it has a budget, if they have a budget for marketing, I might consider it. But if they don't, then maybe not. I don't know. You just have to understand everything is not worth pursuing just because someone reaches out to you. So yeah, let's keep creating a little bit. Let's see what's going on with this, where we're at over here, and keep it going. What did we just uncover? We're still not where we need to be with regards to plugin management. There's still room for improvement there. However, I do want to sometimes spend a little time in checking out Ableton's sounds as well. So let's do that. Let's check out some wavetable sounds. here I am again going through different presets in Ableton and just not being inspired by most of what I hear. And again, the management is just not there, right, for me. So immediately, hey, have a good one, man. Take care. You know, it's just not there for me, unfortunately. But also, not just because Benjamin's leaving, but I do have some actual work that I need to get done right now. But I do appreciate y'all joining, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one of these, you know? Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great rest of the day, everyone. Peace.